Hello, I'm Julie, and I am from Cornerstone Village in Victoria, Minnesota. We are a 55 plus community with apartments and villas or townhomes. And we opened up in September, right in the midst of COVID, which was a little crazy, but we are renting up like crazy now. So everything is going fantastic. People are moving in. We have lots of people moving in June 1st, which is super exciting for everybody. And we've started our activities. So I feel like things are looking up and it's spring. So what isn't better than that? Minus the allergy stuff, right? Spring is so great and I love the sun. Not the allergies, but nobody wants to hear about my allergies. So we will get going. This is actually a redo. I made lasagna fritters last week and the sound didn't work. So you'll see that. Maybe I'll delete it. I don't know. But you know what? It was a really good recipe and easy to make in the air fryer. And it's very fancy. So if you make this for people, people will think that you're fancy, but it's actually super easy. So I thought that was really a bummer that didn't work. So that's the life of being live on YouTube when I am not a professional YouTuber, so I don't really know what I'm doing. Not a professional cook either. So today I've done two. This is my second cooking show. The first one was Mexican pizza. Make sure you watch it. It was good and filling. I'm telling you, you make one whole Mexican pizza, it's enough for two. It says that that's one serving. Oh my goodness, that is way too much. So a half of a serving, so half of a quesadilla is good enough for one person. And it's not a quesadilla, Mexican pizza, but you can do quesadillas as well. I talk about that. But today we're going to do the lasagna fritters again. And so I want to explain to you what we're doing. And so a fritta is, and I didn't know this, again, I'm not a professional cook. I just cook for fun and I enjoy it. And so in the description box will be where you can find my recipe that I use. I find my recipes a lot of times on Pinterest or on the web. And then I link it into my Pinterest account. So you will find my recipe, but please know that I do not always follow the recipe, and today is a very good example of when I don't. But I will explain why I choose to do it differently and what I do differently. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to get lasagna noodles, regular old lasagna noodles with the ribbon. And I guess, I don't know, maybe you can buy it without the ribbon, apparently. I don't know. But you want to buy it with the ribbon, I guess, for the way I'm doing it. However, the recipe tells you to cut the ribbon off. So I'm going to show you how to cut the ribbon off. And so I'll keep one with the ribbon, one without the ribbon. And then there's another way they do it for an appetizer, which I think is actually really cool. I have not tried the appetizer. I didn't even talk about it last week. But, I thought, well, why not? Let's just try it and see what happens. So so when you get lasagna noodles and you already cook them, okay, so boil them according to the package. These you boiled for 10 minutes and then I set them aside so that they're cool. This is the ribbon part. You want to cut that off apparently for this recipe. I leave the ribbon on, but you can do what you want. And once I show you both, then you make the decision. I don't really know what you would do with these ribbons, but I suppose you could use them for some. Oh, you could put them all in a bowl. And if you have a little kid, maybe they would think that was a fun spaghetti that they could have for a snack. That might be kind of fun. Okay, so I've cut off the ribbon on this one. And so this is what it looks like. I'll show you the difference. Okay, so what I like about keeping the ribbon on is that it holds the cheese together in the noodle. So, and I'll show you that. The other thing that they talk about is doing it for an appetizer. So you cut the ribbon off and then you cut it into fourths. You cut the noodle into fourths. I still, again, probably would like to keep the ribbon. You know what I'll do is I'll keep the ribbon just on the top. How about that? That sounds fun. Well, then I'm not doing fourths. Well, let's just cut it in half. Okay, so the thing I like about cooking is that you get to make it your own. Okay, so I just cut the ribbon off of one side and then I cut the noodle in half. We're going to fill it with the cheese and roll it and see it'll be smaller. And then you'll have it on top. It'll be more like this. I don't know, it's probably supposed to be a little smaller. Oof, maybe I'll cut the bottom a little bit. Because you're supposed to cut it in fourths, but I'm not following the directions. What fun is that? Okay, I'm going to put my noodles over here. I don't have my little trash bowl like I like to have. All right, so I kind of did some preparing ahead of time. I'm going to be honest, this recipe is tedious, but it's super easy and it looks really fancy. And that's what I love about this stuff. I love an easy recipe that I can do because I'm not a professional, but that makes me look good and that tastes good, that my family's going to like. And I will tell you, I have a lot of picky eaters in my family. Way too many, and they actually liked this, so that was good. I have one kid who doesn't want to eat red meat, and then I have one kid who is very picky, who eats like chicken nuggets and pizza rolls. My husband doesn't like red sauce. That's weird. Yeah, we pick on him a lot. And then I have one daughter who loves everything. I have another kid who is on a FODMAP diet. Now he can't eat this, but that's beside the point. Point is that most of my kids liked it, and even the picky ones. And that's really what I'm always looking for, is recipes that I can make them so that I'm not making a meal and then they go make a bologna sandwich. It's not what I want. So in this bowl, this is our cheese mixture. Who doesn't love cheese? The first thing you do is get 2 eggs. You beat them. And then you add 15 ounces of ricotta cheese. So this is 15 ounces of ricotta cheese. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a fan of ricotta cheese. So I actually don't like lasagna. And I think that this is why. It's kind of a powdery texture. It's got liquid in it and it's very creamy, almost like a cottage cheese, but not lumpy. Some people do use cottage cheese instead. I don't know. That's just, everybody has their personal preferences. I'm just being honest. Ricotta cheese is not my favorite, but it is what makes it fancy. So use ricotta cheese, 15 ounces. And I took it in the bowl and beat the egg and beat the ricotta cheese into that. So it was nice and creamy and kind of a liquid texture. Then you add a half a cup of Parmesan and a half a cup of Romano cheese. I just used Parmesan and Romano cheese mixture and did 1 cup. Smart. Then you got a half a cup of Asiago cheese, a half a cup of mozzarella, and 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. So that's what makes up the cheese. Making sure I didn't forget anything. I didn't. So look in the recipe. I am following that part of the recipe, just not what she does with the noodles. So you're going to take the cheese mixture, mix it all up, and you can see that it's just kind of a clump cheese stuff. And you put it on the noodle, okay? You're going to spread it on the noodle. I leave about 1 inch empty at the end without the cheese mixture because when you roll it, the cheese kind of, obviously you'd probably know this, but it kind of goes to it, and I don't want it to go out of the noodle because then it gets sloppy. I don't know about you. I don't prefer it to be sloppy. So, and I'm going to show you when I'm done here what it looks like on each noodle and how different it is. And I think you're also going to see another reason why I like to use the ribbon. So the one without the ribbon, you actually have to do it quite a bit thinner. And then when I roll it, I take it and I actually kind of take my spoon and get some of that cheese off because it is kind of comes out of the sides a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to do these little appetizer little dealies. Cute. What a cute little appetizer idea. You could serve it with marinara sauce. Okay, I did not follow my own rules and leave 1 inch on my appetizer. Okay, I will on this one. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Won't come off my spoon. Okay, I'm going to show you what I did and what the difference is. Can you see? The light kind of gets weird. So this is the ribbon. Do you see how much more cheese I can get on here? And it's because the ribbon will stop it from going out. And that's what I like about this. This is the one without the ribbon. I had to do it kind of thinner. And then this is the appetizer, which is half ribbon, half not. So, okay. Always trying to make it so you can see me and the food. Okay, so then you roll it up. Okay, I'm going to do the ribbon one first. You just kind of start rolling it. You're going to kind of want it not perfectly round. So I'll show you. I roll it, and see it's kind of, and then I press down. So a little bit of cheese came out, but not much. See what that looks like? Super pretty too. And what you're going to do is you're going to put this on a piece of parchment paper in a pan that where you can put parchment paper down, put a bunch, and then you can put another piece of parchment paper, put more, however you want to do it. But you are going to freeze these for 2 hours. So again, this is a make ahead thing. I did freeze some overnight and that worked, which made me excited because, you know, this is something I can prepare ahead of time, pull it out of the freezer, and then it's just about 20 minutes worth of work for a dinner. And I always am looking for easy ways to make dinner. Okay, so this is the one without the ribbon. Okay, you can see it kind of spills out a little bit. Do you see that? But you kind of flatten it, and we're going to put that one in the freezer. And then these are the cute little appetizer ones. Just a cute little dealie. And I really like the ribbon on top and this. And so you would cook them, and I think you could maybe stand them up. Wouldn't that be cute? What a cute little plate, and then have marinara sauce in the middle. I love it. Okay. I got too much on that one. Okay, so there we go. So I've got them all rolled. And again, so what I would do is I would put them on a bowl, in a dish, cover it with parchment paper, put more on, and then cover it all with parchment paper, and then put it in the freezer for at least 2 hours. Okay. Oops. Little appetizer overboard. Okay. So I made some ahead of time, and I froze, not the appetizer one, but I froze this is the frozen one with the ribbon, and it's nice and hard. And why they tell you to freeze it is because it holds it together when you're breading it. Okay, so that's actually an important step. Here's one without the ribbon. Okay, still nice. I mean, I know I'm dogging it, but do what you want. I just like the ribbon. So now what we're going to do is, so this has been frozen. So let's say you made this on the weekend, and then you just come home on a Wednesday night and decide you want to do it. This is all you'd have to do. You pull it out of the freezer. It's already ready. And you have your breading, which is 1.5 cups of Italian breadcrumbs. Comes in a canister like this. You take that in a microwave safe bowl, and you put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in it, and you mix it up with a fork. You put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. And then you stir again, 30 seconds. Stir it again, 30 seconds. I did it for 1.5 minutes. The recipe says 2. But what you want to do is you want to see that color get a little brown, and that adds a little toastiness to it. Then you add you let it cool first. Then you add 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, and you get your breading. Okay, so this is my breading. The Italian breadcrumbs with the 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a little toasted in the microwave, and then 1/2 cup of Parmesan. You also do a couple eggs, beat it, and then you take your frozen pasta and you get it all good in the egg mixture. Get it on the sides. You want it really good and coated. And then you put it in the breadcrumb mixture. And I pat it on because I want that breading, right? I don't know why I'm making that noise. That's weird. So do you see how it's all covered? And then I pat it on. Make sure it gets, there's a little piece there where it's not, you want the breading. That's what makes it so good. So then you shake it off. There you go. That's what it's going to look like. I'll put that over here. I have a plate of already breaded ones. Here's one without the ribbon. You put it in, again, cover it with egg mixture, get it on the sides. Why do I keep making that click noise? Such a weirdo. Oy. But that's what makes this fun. I can be weird. I love my job. People think I'm weird, and I think they like it. I think maybe that's okay. That's the best kind of job you can have. Okay, so then see the breadcrumbs are all coated on. See how I have the sides coated? Very important. Now I'm going to put that off to the side. And I'm just going to wash my hands real quick because that's egg. And that's, yuck. We don't want anybody to get sick. So pardon me for a second. All right. So now that that is done, I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do in the air fryer, okay? This is actually really cool. If you haven't watched me in the last few weeks, we've been working on the air fryer. The month before that, we used the Instant Pot, but this has been going so well and I'm having so much fun with the air fryer. I decided to do another month. So the whole month of May is also air frying. And I promise you in June, we will not do the air fryer. But I don't know what we'll do in June, probably summer things. I'm really big into salsas and canning and making food fresh in the summer. So we'll probably go on that. And I'm trying to eat healthy. So I'll probably do some healthy meals, but not this month. We've even got donuts coming up at the end of the month. So in the air fryer. So that's exciting. Anyway, this is your bad boy, your air fryer. Super easy to use. This is unbelievably super easy. You've got your air fryer, you got the pan here. This piece comes out. So on this, you put it right in this little drawer. Both can be washed with no problem. Although I will say, throwing people under the bus a little bit, not everybody in my family feels like it needs to be washed every time. And I think that's gross. And we also have an argument about like when you fry eggs in a pan that you don't need to wash it every day and you can use it the next day for eggs too. I think that's disgusting. But there are certain people, not to be named, in my house that feel that that's okay. Same with the air fryer. Anyway, I wash it every time. So I have washed this, but take some spray oil, olive oil, spray this pretty good. And you don't want these too close together because you want the heat to get on all around it. Oh, that was, for some reason, don't breathe the oil spray. So here's my Frittas. I'm going to put them in here. Okay. And just lay them nicely. You know, they can touch, but you don't want them to be too close together. So here's what I've got. I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of them in here. And I think that that's good. So you're going to put them in here. And these are still frozen, by the way. Oh, I always forget. You want to do the olive oil spray on top of these as well. Just a little bit. So you put it in here, and I'm going to bring you over here a little bit. And this is the air fryer. This is how it works. You just turn it on. You change it to 400. This is where the temperature is. Lower, higher, low, high, 400. And then this is the minutes. We're going to do 8 minutes. And then you push start. That is all you do. That's it. Super easy. I just don't think there's much easier than that. And I've talked about this before in some of my other shows. The air fryer is fantastic for pizza rolls, chicken strips that you buy, any of those frozen things that you buy at the grocery store. The air fryer makes it so much more crispy than in the oven. It's fantastic. So once that's done, you do it for 8 minutes. You flip them over with a tongue. And then you, so sorry. And then you put it in again for about 5 minutes. The recipe says 8 minutes. But I don't know. I would watch it. I feel like putting it in for that extra 3 minutes, it might burn. And I think you can see that on here. I'll show you. This is what it looks like. Can you see? So it's nice and brown and crispy. Looks good. Super pretty. So this is what you do. I have some marinara and some Alfredo over here on the side. Now, the recipe calls for both. And, you know, you don't have to make scratch, but I think it would be fun if you have some canned. But I just get some good quality sauce, Italian sauces. So we've got the marinara you want to put on the bottom of the plate. Okay. See, you just kind of put it there. And then you take one of these and you just put it right in the middle there. See that? And then you drizzle it with a little bit of Alfredo. And I don't know how to make that pretty, so you know how they have it so nice and just nice and like little lines. That's not me. Anyway, and there you go. Isn't that pretty? It looks super pretty, and I'll show you what it looks like cut in half as well. And the other thing I wanted to show you is, did I do any, this is the size of the one without the ribbon, okay? And this is the size of one with the ribbon. Quite a bit difference. And this is what the ribbon looks like on the side. Do you see? You can still see it a little bit, and that just looks like a square. I don't know. Obviously, you can probably tell that I like the ribbon in a little better. But again, everybody, you know, it doesn't matter. Let me show you what this looks like. Can you see that? You can see the lines in there of the pasta and the cheese sauce. Looks really good. And it actually is really good. I'll take a bite here. And I like the marinara sauce myself. It's good. It is really good. I mean, it's just a fancy lasagna. That's good. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm sorry that the sound didn't work last week, but we got it done, and that's what matters. Have a great week, and definitely subscribe to my station, please, and like my video. Let me know if you made it. I want to hear your thoughts. All right. See you next week. Bye. Hi.